Hello and welcome to the 100 Indie Artists Project. This is a music project designed for and by independent artists to help you firstly get to know some of the incredible musicians in your community, as well as get to know some insights and some tools that you can take on board with your own musical marketing journey. Tell us about who you are as an artist and your background.
Hi everyone, my name is Kaylah Thomas and I'm an independent artist from South Gippsland. I suppose growing up I was always kind of into music as like a small child. I kind of danced around the house and wrote little tunes on my tiny little piano and ukulele, but it wasn't really until my later teens that I kind of started taking music seriously. I was really fortunate enough to be a principal vocalist in the Victorian State School Spectacular in 2018, 2019 and 2020. And that was an amazing opportunity for me. It really opened me up and exposed me to the industry, I suppose. And it just really fueled my passion and love for the arts. On top of that, when I was in senior school of high school, I was also gigging on the side and like singing all the time. So yeah, but it wasn't really until I became a part of Spec that that love for music really bloomed and blossomed. Originally, I'm a country kid at heart. I've just relocated to the city to kind of continue pursuing my dreams of music. But I definitely think growing up in the country really nurtured me in a way that I wouldn't have gotten living in the city, and has really been foundational to my style and kind of everything I write about as an artist as well.
What musical projects are you working on right now?
So currently I'm working on an EP. I've been working on it basically all year and I'm super passionate about it. I'm super excited to finally release it onto the world when it's time to. But yeah, so it's just a 4-track EP. I was really grateful to have collaborated with a Melbourne-based producer, Sam Swain, at his studio Sunset Pig Recordings in Collingwood, which was an amazing experience. Sam and I got along really well, and he was like fundamental to what my EP is, and I'm really grateful that yeah, he trusted me and worked with me on this project. A little bit more about the EP. It's an indie pop infused EP, which is really exciting. So I'm trying out a new sound. I like it. Hopefully everybody else does too. But I suppose my EPs, yeah, it kind of dives in deep about some of the things that I kind of grew up with. And the EP is kind of autobiographical. The EP is kind of autobiographical in a way, in that it's told from my perspective about me opening up and learning to be vulnerable with people and kind of discovering and fleshing out things from my past and things I want to do in my future.
Where do you feel that you're at in your musical journey right now, and where would you like to get to?
So I'm definitely an emerging artist. I'm definitely very new to the scene. Although I've loved singing and music for a long time, again, I feel like I was a bit late to the songwriting trend. So I do definitely think my songwriting and the music I'm releasing is still very much reflective of an emerging artist. I definitely identify as an emerging artist, which is kind of really exciting because now's the time to make mistakes and write those records you regret later or anything like that. But yeah, obviously the goal is to keep pursuing my passion for music. So hopefully one day I have an amazing Spotify following and people all over the world stream my music. Otherwise, I love music and I'd love to be a part of the industry in some way, whether that's behind the scenes or not behind the scenes. The goal is just to keep pursuing those dreams and keep trudging on up that hill.
What do you love most about being an independent artist?
I feel like I kind of already answered that, but I love that you can make mistakes. Like there's less pressure in some ways, so not having that pressure gives you the freedom to make mistakes, which I'm really grateful for. But yeah, I love just having that freedom to try new things, which is really exciting. If I want to try to do my hair a new way, I absolutely can. If I want to write a song that's punk rock. Now's the time to, now's the time to explore who I am as a musician, who I am, what's my sound, now's the time to explore all those things, which is probably the one thing I love about being an independent artist.
What do you find the most challenging about being an independent artist?
What I find most challenging is that I am my finance manager, my marketing manager, my branding manager, my songwriter, my performer. As an independent artist, you're kind of everything, which is great because you have creative control over everything, but it also sucks because you have to do everything. And I suppose, especially when it comes to the admin side of trying to get my song out into the world and trying to get people to listen to it, and all of that, like social media stuff, I hate. It definitely is a lot of work sometimes, but sometimes you just gotta push through because at the end of the day, I love music and this is just what you have to do.
What has been your experience in marketing and promoting your music?
So I've sort of already touched on that, but I obviously, as an independent artist, am my own marketing marketing manager. So I was really grateful the other week to have my first radio play for my latest single that I've released called Try. That's the first single of my up and coming EP. So that had its first radio play, which was really exciting. But to get to that first radio play, I had like 20 rejections. So my tactic, is just send an email. I do a little press release about it and I try hype up my song as much as possible, and I just hope that the right person reads it at the right time. I'm very active on my social media at the moment, so I'm really engaging with my following on there and kind of cultivating a community that supports me, and who I would like to think a community that I support as well. Other than that, I'm gigging, which is a form of marketing and promotion. So tonight I'm all dressed up and I'm going to the Immigration Museum for a gig, which is really exciting. But I suppose my way of marketing and promoting myself, my music and my brand is just through gigging and like going hard on the social media.
What has been one thing you've learned along the way that has been the biggest game changer for you in music marketing?
Make friends. You can't do everything by yourself. You can't get places by yourself. Network. That is what I've learnt. I think to get anywhere in life, you have to support other people and they have to support you. I think putting good energy out into the world means that you will get good energy back. So I definitely think my game changer life lesson in that area is to work with other people and to collaborate and to make friends.
What has been your experience with building a fan base, and what have you learnt along the way?
So I definitely, again, think I'm very much at the beginning of my musical journey. I've got a small little following of like dedicated listeners, which is really cool, but I really want to grow that. So yeah, I suppose I've only really interacted with my fan base via social media. Like occasionally I get a few people that join the fan base through gigs and stuff like that, but my main interaction is over social media. Hopefully that will change within the future. Hopefully one day I'll have my own show and I'll have like my own support acts and my fans can directly come to that and we can party hard together and sing my songs together. But until then, I suppose, my only real experience with my fan base is through social media, which is really annoying because I hate social media so much. I'm totally the perfect stereotype of a Generation Z that has like social media anxiety.
Earning an income within music can be very challenging and often requires a diverse source of income streams. What are some of the streams of income you have relating to your music?
That is a great question. So obviously I get paid to do the gigs that I do. So the gig I'm doing tonight, I'm getting paid an average wage. I busk on Burke Street Mall, which is really cool. So obviously busking is a form of income and that people just chuck money at you. Sometimes you make a lot, sometimes you don't. Really depends on the day, depends on the weather, depends on whether I can sing that day or not. But I suppose, yeah, I get like a few dollars from Spotify streams, but it is not a lot, and I'll probably never make back the money I've spent on creating my EP or my singles that I've put out into the world for a long time. But yeah, my main kind of source of income is through gigging and through busking. Otherwise, I have like 3 part-time jobs that I do on top of uni and on top of music.
What advice would you give to an artist that's watching or listening to this who is beginning to embark on their own independent musical journey?
I suppose if I was to give any independent artist and emerging artist some advice, it would be to try. Try and make mistakes. Try new things. Sometimes they might work out, sometimes they won't. So yeah, try would definitely be one of the pieces of advice I give. The second one would be to make friends and to network. The music industry is ridiculously competitive, and you don't want that to be a cold, mean place. You want it to be a happy, bright place that you want to be a part of. So make friends and support friends, and they'll look after you if you look after them. So just make sure you have each other's backs, and make sure you network as well. And my last piece of advice would be don't feel like you have to do it all. There's a lot that you have to do as an independent artist, and sometimes it can be really, really overwhelming. And I still have those days where I just feel so overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my God, I have like so much stuff to do. But I suppose you just got to take it bit by bit, break it up into chunks, and yeah, keep going. My name is Kaylah Thomas. I'm an independent artist from South Gippsland. I've just released a single called Try out into the world, and I have a second single coming out the 22nd of September called Darwin, and I have an EP due to release late 2023. So keep an eye on my socials, follow me on social media. My name is Kaylah Thomas.